10 essential things for the guitar beginner. I'm assuming you've got a guitar, but if you haven't, you have to choose between a Western guitar like this, which has a narrower fretboard, steel strings, or a classical guitar which has a slightly wider fretboard and nylon strings. Nylon strings are a little bit easier on your fingers, but I guess you might think it's a bit more cool to play a Western guitar, especially if you want to play pop or rock or even folk. Classical guitars are good for finger picking and playing classical songs, but anyway, the most important thing, if you bought your guitar it's too late, but if you haven't bought your guitar, the most important thing is to have a good action, which basically means that the strings should be as close as possible to the fretboard, which makes it much easier to play your guitar. And later when you learn bar chords, it becomes essential. Much easier than if the strings are way off your fretboard. It's just, you've got to really push them down and it becomes a bit of a problem. But let's assume you've got a nice comfortable guitar. It could be an old guitar like this old German guitar that cost me €20. Why not? You don't necessarily want an expensive guitar. Later, if you want to get really serious, you can buy a better guitar, save up and buy a better guitar. So let's assume you've got your guitar. Now what? Well, you need a tuner. You can tune it yourself by going on the internet, of course, but you've got to log on and find your tuner, and you soon get fed up of that. And you think you can tune it by ear, just by using the method where, but it's not right. It's not exactly right. So a tuner is a good idea. €5 or €6. Keep it clipped to the end of your guitar, and then you tune your guitar to standard tuning. E, A, D, G, B, E. I think this is more or less in tune. Hope it is anyway. So you've got your tuner, and a good tip I think is every time you pick up your guitar, tune it. Check your tuning, because it's a good habit to get into. If I look at some of my really old videos, and I think at the time they sounded okay-ish, now they sound way out of tune, and if I look at some of the comments, somebody was saying, yeah, I quite like the video, but your guitar's out of tune. I think, no. So I don't do that now, hopefully. Tune your guitar every single time. What do you need then? Okay, excuse me, I'm picking up a capo. You need a capo. Even if you're a beginner, you've not only just started playing the guitar, you need a capo, because you're going to play a few chords, maybe only 3 chords. You're going to have to sing. You can sing. Everybody can sing a little. And so you need a capo, because those 3 chords are fine, but they might not suit your voice. You might need a slightly higher key. And so you can quickly put your capo on wherever you think might be right. You think, ooh, it's too high for me. Okay, I'll move it down and we'll play it here. Or we won't have a capo at all, and we'll just play. Capo is invaluable, and pick a good capo, because there are some bad capos out there, and make sure your capo is wide enough to fit across your guitar easily, because it wants to hold down all the strings, all 6 strings, and it wants to be a good, strong, sturdy capo which will last you a lifetime. This is a Dunlop, American Dunlop capo, and I've had it a long time and it's great. So, buy a capo. I know this is all cost. You buy a guitar, you buy a tuner, you buy a capo, but that's it. No more cost. Apart from your strings, occasionally. So, what do you want to do now? Learn some basic chords. So, the easier the better for you, because you don't want to get too burdened by complicated chords and you think, I can't do this. 3 chords that go together. A, D, and E. And you can play a lot of songs with those 3 chords, A, D and E. Or if you want 2 sets of 3 chords, you could learn to play G, C and D. Same chords really, they're just in a different key. You're either playing in A or you're playing in G. But let's let's just play a simple traditional thing, just briefly. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Clapton did that many years ago. Or you could play it in G, C and D. Ooh, it's a bit too low for me, so let's put it right up here. Right up here. And play it G. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. So you're playing the same song, we're playing 3 different chords, and you can choose whichever key you want it in. So I would advise you to download A on the internet, the box where it shows you where to put the fingers, A chord, which is quite easy, the D chord, and the E chord. So we're not playing any bar chords, we're just going to play those simple chords. So A, D and E. I did a video years ago where I did 21 Beatles songs using A, D and E, and I did them non-stop. It's somewhere on the internet, 21 Beatles songs in the same key. It's just a fun thing. But it shows you that you can sing many songs using A, D and E. So let's look at number 5. Tip number 5, get a list of songs using these chords. So ask Google, say songs using the chords A, D and E, and up comes lots of songs. And you'll get all these boards where people are saying, yes, have you tried this song, have you tried that song, and you just write down the ones you like, the ones you know. Listen to the original recordings if you want, get used to it, and download the words and everything, and work out which chord goes where. It's good fun, and you can do this. So Google your songs for your list of songs. Pick 3 or 4 that you really like. Number 6. Now then, you've got to learn these songs. So you've got an idea from YouTube how they go, but the strumming patterns seem a little bit complicated, which is one of the worst things for a beginner. So I would advise downstrokes. Downstrokes. Or down, up, down, up, down, up. There's only two important strumming patterns in my opinion for beginners anyway. 4/4 time, which is most pop songs or rock songs, and 3/4 time, which I'll explain in a second. So if you're going to play a traditional song, 4/4 time. As I was going over the Cork and Kerry mountains, I saw Captain Farrell. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And the money he was counting. I first produced my pistol, then produced my rapier. Stand and deliver. So you're using more of a punky. Most songs are in 4/4 time. Down, up, down, up, down, down, up. You can embellish that a little bit. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. But it's still down, up, down, up. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As simple as possible for beginners. Down, down. Obviously, you'll have to change the speed. Just practice. The other strumming pattern which I quite like is the 3/4 time, which is waltz. Imagine just tapping your foot. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme. 1, 2, 3. those are the two main ones. I can't think of many songs actually that use the waltz time, but there are. Last my love, you do me wrong to cast me off so disgraciously. This looks was mine. Da, da, da. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But if you're a beginner, you just got to try and keep the strumming as simple as possible to begin with, I think. It's okay. So you've got your strumming pattern number 6. So number 7 is choose your 3 songs, practice over and over again, and use your capo to find the right key, to change the key a little bit, just to experiment, and then listen to some simple cover versions of your song on YouTube, see how they do, and see, you think to yourself, ooh, I'm playing too fast, I'm playing too slow, perhaps I can try this. But keep it as simple as possible. Tip number 8, I would, if you can, record yourself. Do it on your smartphone, or if you're lucky enough to have a camcorder, then do that by all means. Be your own critic. Play it back and sit there with your glass of wine or a coffee and think to yourself, okay, how good is this? What's wrong with it? What's right with it? Is it too fast? Is it too slow? And then work on improvements. Think, I'll do this again, but I'm going to do it in a different key, and then record it again and again. Do it in a locked room, nose around and everything. Why not? Make sure the neighbours are out of earshot. Okay, so you're quite happy. You've learnt your 3 songs, and it's not too bad actually. You're a beginner. You've only just started. You're playing your chords and you're singing your song. Tip number 9. Find an audience. Be relaxed. Just, you're in a room with somebody and just pick up your guitar. You don't mind if I just play my guitar, do you? And they'll say, no, I don't mind. It could be your partner, it could be your grandma, it could be your sister, I don't know, it could be your uncle. Doesn't matter. And play 1 or 2 of these songs in front of them and just see what their reaction is. Ask them, say, what do you think? Because once you can play in front of somebody, then it becomes a whole new thing. You're a guitar player. You're performing. It's okay playing for yourself, but it's nice to be able to play in front of somebody. And number 10. Okay. Well, now the hard work really starts. You need to download as much as you can from the internet. A good list of chords. Lots of chords go together. It's amazing how many chords go together. Learn some minor chords. These are the edgy chords. A minor, E minor, D minor. And on these chords mix in well. And then you can play into a major chord. They all go together well. And once you've got these chords and you're beginning to memorize them, no bar chords yet, so these are all basic chords, then you can start to think, okay, maybe I could learn a little bit of simple finger picking. Just use thumb and finger maybe. Just because you can mix it up, a little bit of finger picking, a little bit of strumming. It's amazing what you can do. Just basic stuff, nothing complicated. And if you pick up your guitar and you just practice the finger picking over and over again, one chord, and then move a chord, move to a C, move to a G, and eventually you'll be thinking about something, and you continue to finger pick your guitar, and you think, how did that happen? It's like when you're driving on a motorway and you can't remember the last 15 seconds, and how did I do that? It's the same on a guitar, I think. And just play and play and play and pick up your guitar, practice and enjoy it. And before you know it, you'll be moving ahead, leaps and bounds and everything, I hope. Anyway, Stay safe, stay healthy, and speak to you again. Bye.